Do you want to improve at a quicker pace? Check out GITGUDRacing.com, where I'm offering the most accessible coaching sessions on the market. Now for the track guide. For turn 1, I use as a braking reference the number 1 on the left side. But first I want to align myself with this white line. It's very important to open up this corner by being as close as you can to the white line, almost touching the grass while you do the braking. And notice here that you have a bit of space to the left of the white line, so you can even use a bit more so that you can carry a bit more speed into the corner. This will allow you to brake a bit later, but nonetheless, I'm looking at the 1, I'm braking before it. If you're gonna brake at the 1, it's gonna be way too late, so don't push it too far forward. It's in this corner, it's a lot more important to have a good balance into this corner because the car will be oversteery and will try to snap. Try to brake in a straight line as much as you can, even though it's not gonna be easy, but have your focus on braking in a straight line and aiming at this curb. So you're basically gonna brake diagonally towards this curb, but when you do it, focus on keeping initially the steering wheel as straight as you can in this portion of the braking where you brake the most, like in this portion where I'm pointing right now in the telemetry. So when you do the heavy braking, try to brake as straight as possible. As you see, I'm trying to keep it as much as I can, and whenever you're releasing the brakes, it's okay to counter steer. I try to think about this corner in terms of checkpoints. My first checkpoint is this curb over here. Then I want my car to go narrower, so to keep, I don't want to go too wide to the left, so I plan on keeping tight to the white line while still maintaining the brakes, giving it a bit of throttle while we pass the first curb, and now I want to meet the second curb here. So I'm doing a lift and then I'm taking the second curb. And in full speed it's something like this. You just brake hard initially, you trail brake, you keep close to the right side of the white line, let it go just a bit by bringing it back with the throttle and then using all the exit. Now for the second corner, I try to bring my car close to the middle. I don't want to bring my car close to the white line on the right. That's not gonna be it's not going to be faster, so having the car on the right is enough. Now for a braking marker, you want to look at the left side, so you want to have your vision at this white line on the left side so you can properly take the corner. And as a brake reference, I use these light poles that you see here. So if I'm going to go back a bit, you see there's a lot of them in the distance, these light things that are used to make this track raceable at night, I suppose. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, as we can see from here. When we bring the car to the center, we can only see 2, this one and this one. The moment that I'm gonna see the third one, so right now the third one appeared in my vision, that's the moment when I'm applying the brakes. And this is a quite good braking marker because it forces you to look right. It forces you to look where the corner is, and you will inevitably see it while looking at the corner because you're approaching it and then you're starting to see it, you're applying the brakes. I don't want to go too wide while holding the brakes, and this was a bit of a mistake from my part. I mean, it was definitely a mistake. You don't want to meet this curb this early. You want to apex a bit later. So ideally, you will go just a bit more wider to the center of the track, then cut it a bit more aggressively, let's say around this part of the curb, around here. Like where I cut it right now, this was too early. Around here would have been perfect because right now I have to do a lift just because my car is positioned too much in the center. You want the exit to be a bit more to the left side, so you can judge this corner by the next corner because the next corner is the one which matters the most in this complex of corners, and you want to keep this, you want to take this corner maybe with a small lift, but not a full lift. Like now, I almost did a full lift. So there's this gap between 100% throttle, then the lift, then build up, then 100% throttle again. This is too much. I lost here, I believe, 1/10.5 because of this. So I definitely gained some time on entry by being early on throttle here, but I lost that time and more by not being on full throttle here. So this is the takeaway. Try to be as close as you can to full throttle here by taking a better line into the previous corner. Now, going into the chicane, I use as a brake marker. You can use two different things. You can use this shadow over here. Since it's fixed in rookies, it's always going to be here. But if you don't want to use this shadow, even though this is the best braking point, you can use this kink in the white line. You see that the white line goes straight and then it goes a bit more to the left and it straightens up again. So you can use this kink, and a few meters after it, you're going to apply the brakes, whatever you choose, but using this shadow is going to be like the best, because at the shadow I'm applying the brakes. I brake quite hard. I'm using this left curb. It's important to use it to open up the corner. It's one of the foundational concepts of driving faster, using all the track on entry. So while braking, position your car so your left tires, right now you see I'm on this curve. And then when I'm turning, I try to be as early as I can on throttle, even before getting to the curve. So if we're going to look down telemetry, I'm dropping the brakes, and right now I'm applying the throttle. So you can see I have a little bit of throttle, see, right now. Even before getting to a curve. This is super important, because the earliest you're going to be on throttle, the most of the time you're going to gain. So keeping it flat. And now for the penultimate corners, I use as a braking markers for those cones on the right side, those orange cones. The moment that I'm gonna see just 2 of them, I'm gonna apply the brakes. So right now I'm seeing 4 of them, I'm seeing 3, now I'm seeing just 2, and I'm applying the brakes. And I plan to just roll the car deep into this, like braking almost straight, going straight to almost the white line, still holding the brakes to make the car turn in first gear, and then coming back and getting back on throttle. It's important to try to cut this corner as much as you can, so almost to the grass like you see right now. This will allow you to take it flat. And the last corner is just flat out. One thing you should avoid is using this curb. Just go around it, but don't use it. You'll lose a bit of speed since the car will jump a bit, so there will be a slight moment in which you're not using all the 4 tires. And in short, that's a track guide of Lime Rock Park with the chicanes. I hope you have a great week ahead, and I will see you on the next one.